Southampton 2, Liverpool 3, and honestly, that was a tale of two halves because Liverpool found a way to win in the end, but it wasn't particularly pretty. Now, if you look in terms of the numbers and you actually didn't watch the game, it doesn't seem like anything's unusual. Liverpool had better XG, they created more chances, they had more total shots, they had more of the ball. So on paper, it seems like it was a good performance. But if you actually watch the game, it was certainly far from a clinical performance from Liverpool. It was a tale of two halves. In the first half, Liverpool obviously going 1-0 courtesy of a Southampton mistake. Great moment of capitalization by, is that even a word? Capitalization? I don't know. Great goal by Szoboszlai. Very opportunistic to take that chance that was put on a silver platter for him by the Southampton defense, stubbornly trying to play out from the back. Robin Martin has to hang his head in shame because Southampton are no longer in the Championship. You're in the Premier League and you are undeniably, undisputedly the worst team in the Premier League. The table doesn't lie at this stage of the season. And you're still trying to play out from the back against Liverpool, of all teams. I understand trying to play it against from the back and trying to stick to your identity against everybody else. But against Liverpool, you take your ego, you take your pride, you leave it at the door and you say, we are not going to try and play football against these guys. We are going to go long. And we're going to go try something different because clearly we have not been able to succeed with this style of play in the Premier League so far. They, I believe, have had the most goals conceded from individual errors. And a lot of them is playing out from the back. But still, they persist with this playing out from the back, even though they don't have the quality. I don't get it. It reminds me of Vincent Kompany at Burnley. It's just a little bit stubborn and a little bit naive, in my humble opinion. Unless Southampton don't mind getting relegated, I think they need to change something desperately. But back to Liverpool, let's talk about it because, like I said, it wasn't a particularly great performance. Despite the controversial refereeing decision and despite going 2-1 down, Liverpool still find a way to respond. I thought they looked much better when McAllister came on, and it was Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberch. I thought Gravenberch had a pretty decent game today. I believe he had a couple of interceptions, a couple of tackles won, and in terms of the key passes, I think he created 3 chances, according to SofaScore today for Liverpool. And when I was watching the game, it just felt like Gravenberch, again, he's just been quality all season, but today's been another one of those games where I feel like it's going to get taken for granted because Gravenberch has been so good this season. Eventually, people will start not noticing what he's doing. Eventually, people will start to take it for granted. I think that, coupled with the fact that Liverpool as a collective didn't play particularly well today, is going to bite him in the ass, in my humble opinion. Bradley, I don't think he was particularly great today. I don't think Konate had his best game for Liverpool today, if I'm being completely honest. I wasn't particularly impressed with Robertson. Didn't really notice too much of Van Dijk either. I just felt like Liverpool, especially in that first half and especially the early parts of that second half, were getting carved open a lot by Southampton, and it felt like a game. It didn't feel like a game that Liverpool were dominating and Liverpool were in control of for the full 90 minutes. It felt like there were patches and moments where Liverpool were on top and then Southampton were making it difficult, clawing their way back into the game and teasing rivals like myself with a potential Liverpool loss. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. Mo Salah, we have to talk about him because, again, that Egyptian guy that I hate so much because he plays for Liverpool, scoring again. And he's another one of these controversial players because, again, today was another one of those performances where Mo Salah didn't really do anything. But people will argue, does it really matter? Because if it wasn't for him, Liverpool don't get the 3 points. Not just scoring the penalty, but obviously the goal before that as well. Mo Salah does this so consistently that I can't, as a Man United fan who hates Liverpool and hates that Egyptian fella, I can't sit here and lie and berate Mo Salah and bash Mo Salah and say, oh, he's been terrible. No, this is who he is. This is who he's always been. And at this point, if you're going to judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, then I think you're the idiot and not the people who are quite rightly saying that Mo Salah is such a pivotal part of this Liverpool team. He's so important for them. So what? He didn't really do much for the 90 minutes. He's the reason they won the game. And he does this so often. That's what you need in a title race, in my humble opinion. That's just me, though. That's just me. I can't believe I'm sticking up for Mo Salah, but there you go. Another one of those performances, again, not great, but he scored the goals, and he's the reason that Liverpool won. I want to talk about Arne Slot before I wrap up the video, because this guy deserves a lot of respect, and he deserves an apology from me, personally, because I did not think that Liverpool would be this good. I made a video before the season began, and even shortly after the season had began, after a few games had kicked off, 2 separate videos, where I kind of spoke about Liverpool, and I thought that Liverpool would not be in a title race. I thought that Liverpool were going to struggle this season. I thought that Liverpool were going to be in a top 4 race. Three main reasons, really. One, their lack of activity in the transfer window. Two, their aging squad and the likes of Mo Salah. I just didn't think they would continue to perform at this level. The Van Dijks, the Trents, etc., the Robertsons. And the third reason was just because Arne Slot is obviously a new manager. We were stepping into the unknown. He'd never been in the Premier League before. And based on the Ten Hag experience at United, I think it was fair to have some caution with regards to how optimistic Liverpool fans wanted to be about Slot. I think any Liverpool fan who was like, oh, I don't know, not too sure about this one, I think they would have been justified. Obviously, before we had the beauty of hindsight. Now that we've had hindsight, Liverpool are top of the table. Let me just check how many points clear they are. I believe, 8 points clear of Manchester City and comfortably at the top of the Premier League, deservedly at this stage of the season. I apologize, man. I did not expect them to be this good. I was wrong. And you know what? A lot of those Liverpool players, not just Arne Slot, but a lot of those Liverpool players are still quality. A lot of those Liverpool players are still world class. That spine that Liverpool have, that foundation that was built under Jurgen Klopp is still going strong. The question is, will Liverpool do what they need to do in January to seal this title shut and actually make sure that it's theirs? Or will they cross their fingers and just hope they don't get injuries foolishly and naively and leave it up to chance, basically? Because as much as Manchester City are going through a crisis and Arsenal don't look particularly great, there's no guarantees. And I think Liverpool are a couple of injuries away from really struggling. We saw today with how fragile Liverpool are against one of the worst teams in the Premier League. It was not a good performance across the 90 minutes, in my humble opinion, at least not by comparison with their other games. There are some slight red flags, some slight warnings. In fact, red flags is maybe too harsh. Orange flags. We'll call them yellow flags. There's some yellow flags with this Liverpool performance, and I think it's fair to say, as much as I praise Slot, as much as I praise, Mo Salah, as much as I praise Van Dijk, Konate, etc., there's some yellow flags that Liverpool fans need to be wary of here. If Liverpool don't spend in January, I'll be amazed at it, because it's such a good opportunity to win a title here and get hashtag number 20. But anyways, that's enough waffling about Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And of course, leave a like if you want to support the channel. That's the very least you can do, and arguably the most important thing you can do if you want to support the channel. And it's been your boy Triple M. Adios.